This is CBS News Chicago.
Topping your 10 at 10, a massive fire breaks out overnight at an apartment building near Washington Park. Darius Johnson is at that scene where several people are displaced.
Good morning. Right now, we're still working to learn exactly how this fire started, but if you take a look behind me right now, you can see the damage that's left behind after this fire broke out late last night. Just take a look. You can see that entire back porch essentially reduced to a shell, and a lot of it is just covered in soot this morning, as several people were also displaced as a result of this fire. Take a look at this video. You can see smoke and flames billowing from the third floor of this building on 56th and Calumet. All of this happening after 10 o'clock last night. You can see the fire appears to be towards the back of the building. Once Chicago Fire arrived, they quickly upgraded it to a 2-alarm, bringing in extra engines, ladders, and personnel. You can see several crews on the ground in the backyard still putting water on it as it continued to burn. We had a chance to speak to a woman who managed to escape thanks to a neighbor's warning. She claims fireworks may have been involved.
And my neighbor across the hall, her son banged on the door and said our building was on fire. But before that, the people on the second floor above me at 5645 on the second floor, they was popping firecrackers or sparklers or something.
Again, at this time, it's unclear exactly how this fire started. We know several people were displaced as a result of this fire. It's still unclear exactly how many were displaced, but just taking a look at the building, it doesn't look livable for anyone who possibly lived there. There is also a board-up crew currently here on the scene working to board up the building. Reporting at 57th and Calumet this morning, I'm Darius Johnson, CBS News Chicago.
Darius, thank you. Route 53 reopened after being shut down for hours after a deadly crash in Arlington Heights. Illinois State Police say a motorcycle crashed with a dump truck around 1:30 this morning. Investigators say that the motorcyclist, who's not been identified, has passed away. A woman is now charged in the drowning death of a toddler. Surah Aman is due back in bond court today. Initial police radio reports indicated that that was her son involved. Police have yet to confirm that relationship. On Friday night, officers say she drowned her son in Lake Michigan behind the South Shore Cultural Center on 70th Street. The Chicago Fire Department's Marine unit found the boy in the water. We are told they tried to give him chest compressions, but ultimately he died at the hospital. An unofficial high school alumni gathering in Chatham ends with someone shot and killed. This happened late Saturday night near 87th and Lafayette. Police say a person shot into a large group, hitting at least 3 people. A 24-year-old man died. Another is hospitalized. The family of this woman you see here, Arenka McReynolds, say that she is in critical condition. This weekend was the Simeon Alumni Association's 18th annual Family and Friends Scholarship Cookout in Calumet City. Before the shooting, the Alumni Association posted warnings on social media against large gatherings using their name.
And other people, for whatever reason, have become aware of it, and they think it's like this big party and want to be a part of it, and they're turning into a really big event that's just really getting out of control.
Police tell us no one's in custody as they continue to investigate. Chicago police are also looking into a shooting in the Austin neighborhood. Investigators say in this one, 4 men were hurt. They were standing near Ferdinand and Lamont around noon yesterday when 3 people pulled up in a car, got out, and started firing. All the men who are hurt are expected to survive. At this point, no one is in custody. Closing arguments are expected today in the murder case against a man accused of killing Chicago police officer Andres Vasquez Lasso. On Friday, Stephen Montano took the stand in his own defense and said he shot the officer, quote, out of pure fear. He said that he believed officers would have shot him even if he had his hands up. Also in court today, ComEd's former CEO, Ann Pramaggiore, will be sentenced for falsifying ComEd books to bribe former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan. Pramaggiore is one of the so-called ComEd 4 and faces nearly 6 years behind bars. A jury determined that she helped coordinate a near decade-long operation to bribe Madigan. Pramaggiore could also face a nearly $2 million fine, a $1.2 million fine rather. This fall, Mike Madigan will begin his 7.5-year prison term. We now turn to our first alert weather. A really comfortable morning out there now, but we have some of the hottest weather of the year on the horizon, and meteorologist Mary Kay Kleist is helping us get ready. Good morning, Mary Kay.
Good morning, Marie. Maybe you're thinking about when should I go to the beach this week. If you stand on the sand today, this is the one day where you're really going to feel that cool breeze off the water. So it'll be in the 70s on the sand. And then inland, that's where we will find the 80s. Because high pressure to the north, winds are coming around this high, setting up that lake breeze out of the northeast. Water temperatures are 74. So it will be noticeably cooler along the lakefront. 76, Waukegan, Zion, Winthrop Harbor, North Shore about 78. We'll see 77 in the Loop, 80s away from the lake. So today is our cool day. That's it. Then everything changes. Because even though today we have winds off the lake, tomorrow we start swinging a south-southwesterly wind, and the warm-up begins with that extreme heat peaking. Wednesday and Thursday, we have weather alert days active for both days. On the other side of that, late in the week, gusty storms take shape for Friday, even into the first half of the weekend. So here's the pattern. Today's our cool day. Tomorrow, everybody starts heating up to 88, peaking the heat both Wednesday and for Thursday. Weather alerts already active here in Chicago on Wednesday. It begins in the morning. It's an extreme heat watch Wednesday morning right through the day on Thursday, because we are going to feel quite oppressive when you put the heat and the humidity together. This big heat dome, that's what's going to create the feels like temperature for both Wednesday and Thursday to be anywhere between 105 and 115 degrees. So that can be downright dangerous. Then on the other side of it, a little stormy pattern here, but still hot as we reach into the weekend. So if you're looking for cool weather, today is your day, but we want you alert to make some plans for the extreme heat arriving on Wednesday.
We appreciate it, Mary Kay. Thank you. President Donald Trump wants Cleveland's Major League Baseball team and Washington's football franchise to change back to their former names, titles that many considered to be racial slurs. The Commanders and Guardians both changed to their current names in 2022. The teams converted because the mascots are considered offensive to Native Americans and others. Both teams previously said they had no plans to change back to their original names. It is a big day in the months-long battle between Harvard University and the Trump administration. A federal judge is hearing oral arguments for two lawsuits that challenge the government's freezing of billions of dollars in funding for Harvard. President Trump argues the school's DEI efforts are discriminatory and that its handling of pro-Palestinian demonstrations was harmful to Jewish students. Harvard's lawsuit alleges that freezing the funds, quote, has nothing to do with anti-Semitism, and that what Trump really wants is, quote, control over its academic enterprise.
At this point, because of the outage, they're trying to figure out where the planes are going. I can't tell you right now where they're going at this point until we get the okay.
You are looking at a mess at airports replicated all across the country. There was an IT outage that forced a ground stop for Alaska Airlines last night. The Seattle-Tacoma airport you see here packed with delayed customers. Some passengers who were already on planes had to stay on the tarmac for hours. Alaska now says things are back up and running. No details were yet given on the specificity of what caused the outrage, other than IT issues. They're advising people to check their flight status before heading to the airport, just in case. In Chicago, 87 flights were delayed at O'Hare in the last 24 hours. 23 were delayed at Midway. That's according to the site FlightAware. The CTA is celebrating 4 new Red Line stations in Edgewater and Uptown. The CTA held a grand opening this morning at the Argyle stop.
These stations are breathtaking. They are each a majestic example of what CTA can do with the right resources, and we stand ready to move forward on continued modernization of our entire system.
Mayor Brandon Johnson arrived at the event via L. The $2 billion modernization project shut down Argyle, Berwyn, Bryn Mawr, and the Lawrence stations, and it's been that way since 2021. Since then, crews have worked to replace tracks, signals, and platforms, and to make improvements inside those stations.
There's a wider platform at each station. The concrete structure is going to allow for a smoother ride. They're fully accessible.
The Wilson Station's west platform is also back open, and it's operating as a 2-platform station. That'll do it for your 10 at 10 nonstop news. We'll be right back with more of your top stories.